So let me tell you how I first played Bad Dudes. I collect many arcade cabinets. Way too many, honestly. And this was one of the weirdest ones I own. The little Data East unit. I bought it mostly because it was cheap, and I have no self-control when it comes to tiny arcade machines. Fast forward to about a week ago, in Alabama, where I live, it decided to turn into the Arctic for a day, or more like for a weekend. We're talking 13 degrees with 20-mile-per-hour winds. And frozen pipes all over my family's property. So, there I am trying to thaw out one of our public restrooms on our property by blasting it with 4 heaters. And because the room isn't that big, it heats up to something like 80, 90, maybe close to 100 degrees. I was basically slow roasting. And I thought, if I'm gonna sweat this much, I might as well have fun. So I grabbed my mini arcade cabinet, hooked it up to a portable power bank, and settled in for what turned into hours of playing Bad Dudes. I wasn't sure why I picked Bad Dudes. Probably because the title sounded ridiculous. So what even is Bad Dudes? Well, after I played it, I looked it up because I actually had a blast playing this game. It turns out Bad Dudes started as a 1988 arcade game by Data East. The NES version, the version I played on the arcade cabinet, yes, this mini arcade cabinet uses the NES version of Bad Dudes. It came out in 1989 in North America, and the game is so utterly, unapologetically ridiculous that I couldn't stop playing it while those pipes thawed. So I figured, why not make a video about it? This won't be one of those 3.5-hour epics. Those are fun, but they are exhausting to make. And the YouTube algorithm demands sacrifices. So, I want to start by doing some more short reviews of smaller games, like this. Just so you know, I am playing the NES version, because that's the one I played in that sauna of a bathroom. Also, because I don't have a clean way to record the arcade version. So, NES version it is. So, the story of Bad Dudes? Well, it's not complicated. You press start, you pick player 1 or player 2. And since I don't have anyone within 100 miles who can play Bad Dudes with me, I'm going solo. Then the game hits you with this. The president has been kidnapped by ninjas. I thought we had Secret Service for a reason, but sure, the president gets kidnapped. It happens. But then it gets better. Apparently, the entire United States military can't handle ninjas. Excuse me, don't you guys have, like, guns, tanks, helicopters, a budget? Meanwhile, every ninja in this game is armed with a sword, throwing stars, and the power of cardio. I'm pretty sure guns beat martial arts every day of the dadgum week. But no, apparently the fate of the nation rests on the shoulders of these 2 bad dudes to beat the crap out of every ninja with their bare hands. And then the game asks the legendary question, are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president? Well, am I a bad enough dude? That depends. I can absolutely be a bad enough dude, but I'm gonna have some demands. If you want me to rescue the president, first off, I never want to pay taxes ever again. 2, I want a limousine, because nothing says eligible bachelor like a vehicle the size of a small apartment. Number 3, I want my own national holiday called Bad Dude Appreciation Day. Everyone gets the day off and gets to wear sunglasses to celebrate. Number 4, I want my own pet eagle. Not for symbolism, I just think it would look cool on my shoulder. And lastly, $2 million. Look, Anti-Gamer Slayer services don't come cheap. If your government can't handle a couple of ninjas with gym memberships, then clearly this is a high-profile job. And high-profile jobs require high-profile paychecks. Anyway, so let's get to the gameplay itself. It's extremely simple. You pick one of two characters, Blade or Striker, which, by the way, they both play exactly the same. You go from left to right, beating the absolute crap out of every ninja who jogs into frame. That's it. That's the game. And honestly, it works. Sure, you can pick up weapons here and there, and you have some special moves like the Dragon Punch and this weird spinning kick, but overall, it's pretty simple. You also got two lanes you can fight on, the top level and the bottom level, and you can hop between them like you're trying to avoid stepping on Legos. Anything that moves, you punch. Anything that doesn't move, you also punch, just in case. Level 1 is the city stage, your warm-up. It's short, simple, and mostly exists to teach you the controls before the game starts throwing nonsense at you. The boss shows up extremely quickly, and his name is Carnovo. Yes, that Carnovo, making a cameo appearance from his own Data East game. He shows up shirtless, angry, and ready to breathe fire at you like he's auditioning for a medieval festival. His whole strategy is basically walk forward, punch, and breathe fire on you. And that's it. He's a pretty easy boss to take down too. Level 2 then shows up and immediately decides that sidewalks are for cowards, and throws you onto the roof of a moving semi-truck barreling down the highway. Because why fight ninjas in a normal place when you can fight them at 70 miles per hour with no seatbelt? The truck slowly moves forward as time passes, and waves of ninjas keep leaping onto the roof like they all missed the same carpool. And the fun part is falling off the truck doesn't instantly kill you, but you can't dodge or fight properly when you're on the road. And every ninja in the tri-state area is going to try to get you while you're down there. So yeah, get back onto the roof ASAP if you fall off the truck. Unless you want to experience what I call the highway massage. Spoilers, it hurts. Eventually the truck reaches its destination and you meet the boss of the stage, a guy who is a pain in the butt. He jumps around, he hits hard, and acts like he's allergic to staying still for more than half a second. But here's the pro gamer tip. Stand on the very front of the truck and just low kick. That's it. That's the whole strategy. He'll run into your foot over and over again. It's one of the funniest things in the entire game. The fact that this is supposed to be some highly trained ninja and this simple strategy baffles him is hilarious. And now, commercial time, because reviewing old games isn't enough to pay my bills. Hey! You're finally awake! Let me guess! You just paid $80 to play Skyrim again on the Nintendo Switch 2 for the 15th time! Bethesda! What are you doing? Did you forget how to make new games? Or did Todd Howard spend the entire creativity budget on sweet rolls again? So listen up, maggots! While Bethesda is busy selling you the same game on a different console, Centurion Dragon Studios is actually making new content! You could pay $80 to buy Skyrim for the 15th time, or you could spend $4 and get a brand new game on your PC. I know math is a little hard when you've bought Skyrim more times than you've bought groceries, so let me help you out. 4 is smaller than 80. Way smaller. Embarrassingly smaller. $4? That's less than a Starbucks drink that tastes like melted crayons. And unlike Skyrim, Nova Rebellion doesn't crash because you stared at a cabbage too aggressively!
Cabbages!
So go and buy Nova Rebellion and rock the galaxy! Stage 3 begins with the game politely informing you that hygiene is optional. And by politely informing you, I mean the level takes place in a sewer. The floor in this level, let's call it structurally compromised. There are holes everywhere, and if you fall through one, you take a bath in what I can only assume is E. coli water. And of course, ninjas are still attacking you, because of course they are. It's a beat 'em up game. Eventually you reach the boss, a ninja in green. No weapons, no fancy gadgets, just kicks, punches, and the confidence of a man unbothered by the fact that we're fighting in a freaking sewer. His special move is actually pretty cool. He creates 4 mirror images of himself, and suddenly, you're surrounded by 5 identical sewer ninjas, though only 2 of them will attack you at once most of the time. But here's the trick. Just beat the ever-loving tar out of the clones. Generally, only 2 of them come at you at a time, so it's not too difficult. They go down very fast, and once you clear them out, you can focus on the real guy. After you beat him up a bit, he'll make more clones. You take them out, and after repeating this cycle a couple of times, he goes down. Honestly, not too hard. The biggest challenge is trying not to think about what you're standing in. Next, we have level 4, and it's basically the same thing we've been seeing for the past little while. Except with one unique twist. You actually go down a few times. Not often, but just enough for the developers to say, "See? We have level design." But the gameplay is still the same. Walk forward, punch everything, try not to get stabbed by ninjas. At the end, you fight a boss who isn't that hard. My strategy is to charge up the Dragon Punch, which you do by holding down the attack button in case you forgot. Smack him, walk away, let him do his little attack, then repeat the cycle. Easy. Then we get to stage 5, the train. And this one's actually pretty cool. The background is neat. It's another auto-scroller, but instead of going left to right, the game flips it and sends you right to left. It's like the developers said, what if we reverse the level? And everyone just clapped. The level is decently long, but nothing too wild. You're on a train, ninjas jump at you, you punch them, and yeah, that's it. Then there's stage 6, and it's a cave. Yep, you're still fighting ninjas. Then we get to level 7, the ninja's secret base. And this is where we get one of my least favorite tropes in all of gaming. The boss rush. Yes, you get to fight all the bosses again, one after the other, because the game needed some padding. It wasn't even 30 minutes long. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of boss rushes. They always feel like the game is saying, remember all that stuff you already did? Do it again. But at least this one isn't too brutal. Then we get to the final boss, which is pretty cool. You fight him on a helicopter that starts taking off. You jump onto the landing skit like you're in an 80s action movie. You're both walking on the side of this helicopter, beating the absolute crap out of each other. And honestly, it's not that hard. But the visual is awesome. So I'll give it that. So after you beat the final boss, the helicopter lands and the president steps out. Wait a second, was he flying that helicopter? Or did the helicopter guy work for the bad guy and realize, oh crap, my boss is dead, I better surrender now? Like what? Like, couldn't you try to hold the president hostage and try to get yourself a pardon? Or at the very least, safe passage out of the country? Well, whatever. Apparently whoever flies the helicopter is stupid. Or the president was flying it, and if the president was flying it, that's even more stupid. Anyway, after you rescue him, the president says this legendary line. "Hey dudes, thanks for rescuing me." Great, awesome, I saved the leader of the free world. So what do I get? 2 million bucks? A bald eagle? A parade? A national holiday? What? He wants to go out for a burger? A burger! I just fought through 7 stages of ninjas, something your entire military and secret service apparently couldn't handle. Strongest military on earth, my ass! And the best you can offer me is a trip to Five Guys? I risked my life for a value meal? So, what did I think of Bad Dudes overall? Well, it's ridiculous, that's for sure. But it's also pretty fun. The gameplay is simple, but it's satisfying. You've got special moves and basic combat. The controls aren't deep, but they get the job done. And sometimes, that's all you need to have fun. Oh, and the music? Yeah, we need to talk about that. Because I've got some complaints. Stages 1, 3, 4, and 6, and 7 all use the same track. The only stages with unique music are stages 2 and 5. So yeah, hardly any stage variety when it comes to the music. Visually, lots of variety. With the music, not so much. And there are only 2 boss themes. And guess where the unique boss theme goes? Not the final boss. Generally, in old NES games, the final boss is the one that gets the unique boss theme. But no, here it's the first boss theme. I don't know why, but after the 10-second mark, the first boss theme suddenly changes and has this different sound to it. Like, why? Why is it Carnovo that gets the special one? Here, take a listen to both boss themes. If anyone knows why Carnovo gets a special boss theme, let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious. As for the music overall, it's mid. Not amazing, not terrible. I've heard some incredible NES soundtracks though, and this ain't one of them. But it's not offensively bad either. It firmly sits in the it exists category, and it isn't horrible. And Bad Dudes overall, I consider it a good time waster. You can beat it in under 30 minutes. And while it can get difficult, there is a cheat code to give yourself more lives than you'll ever need in order to beat this game. Here's how you insert it. At the title screen, press BA down up on the second controller. Then press start on the first. And boom, extra lives for days. Also, for anyone wondering who the president is supposed to be in this game, he's not named in the NES version. But in the arcade version, he's called President Ronnie. And considering Ronald Reagan was in office when this game came out, it's pretty safe to assume you're rescuing Ronald Reagan. I genuinely wonder if Reagan ever saw this game. Like, imagine being the president and finding out a bunch of ninjas kidnapped you and two bad dudes rescued you in a video game. I'm pretty sure he would have had the laugh of his life. Anyway, do you have any memories of bad dudes? Or just want to share your thoughts on it with me? Drop a comment down below. I'm genuinely curious what this game meant to you. Did you play it on the arcade, NES? Did you like it or not? I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, that's all for today. This is Troy Schultz, the Anti-Gamer Slayer, signing off!